What's up, YouTube? Prodigal Son back with another video for you. I decided to come outside this time instead of just sitting in the house. It's nice out. So I wanted to come out and do my video out here. A lot of things going on, guys. A lot of things going on. So in California today, I heard that they are making a law that kindergarten teachers have to teach 15 types of gender. 15 types of gender. Kids don't even know about 2 types of gender other than the fact that they have to split the bathrooms up from male to female. I told you the last video I'd make that I'd tell you why I believed they are attacking our kids. In my opinion, the whole point of all of this is gender neutral, the whole thing. Why the attack on kids? In my opinion, it's going to be like the generation that went to church the least, that heard about God the least. If they did hear about God, I mean our God, Jesus Christ, if they did hear about our God, that they would believe that he was not good. See, okay, everybody knows the story of Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden. Eve took a bite of the apple of the fruit of good and evil, or the fruit of knowledge. So, like I said before, the life that God had anticipated for us to have, we wouldn't have needed cars, we wouldn't have needed jobs, we wouldn't have needed a lot of these things that we have today, like telephones and videos and the internet and on and on and on. So, the fruit that Eve ate, Satan basically said to her, like, hey, why would God give you this entire garden, say enjoy everything in it, but don't eat of the fruit of the tree of good and evil, or the fruit of knowledge? And Satan came down and said, well, Eve, why would God put all of this stuff here for you to enjoy and then have one tree of fruit and he said, whatever you do, don't eat that one? Well, for one, we wouldn't have had free will. So was that tree needed? I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, nobody knows what God's plan is, but obviously that tree played a very significant part in life. So I believe that tree was the decision of having the knowledge that we aren't supposed to have. So, and what I'm talking about is like magic, spells, mind control, all those things, remote viewing, if you're aware of that. The government has branches of the army and stuff that are dealing with all these phenomenon. So just because you're not hearing about it in the mainstream news and media doesn't mean it's not acknowledged. It just means, just like God knew that we weren't supposed to know all this stuff, the government knows we are to not know all this stuff as well. They know what's going on. They know what they have in their hands. They know what they're playing with. And I believe that's why the tree did play a significant part, because if it wasn't for that tree, we'd be, in a way like mindless robots. Not really, because it's still God's creation, but nonetheless, we didn't need that info. We weren't going to need that info. But Eve had to find out what Satan was telling her. It was curiosity killed the cat. So here we are, living in sin. So I come back to the original question. Why the attack on our children? Well, up till like, we'll go with say 30 years old, 28 years old. My wife's 28. I'm 42. She's 28, so I kind of watch her and her friends and see how they act, see what their thought process is on a lot of this stuff. And I know a lot of people that 30 years old that still don't believe that this is right. And I mean, there are professionals and, all kinds of people trying to fight this. And they're pushing it through anyway. Why the attack on our kids? In my opinion, for one, this group of kids, when they get to their age of being able to vote and make laws and follow laws and all that nonsense, there will be no question. See, up until this age group of 30 years old, I'm going to hold on to the thought that school and everything was still pretty normal up to that point. But if you're younger than 30 years old, I'm betting that you got to go through a lot of this stuff and see it. But my opinion is that, like, up till 30 years old, if you ask people who's God, they'll say, God or Jesus Christ, and they'll say, who's the evil one? And they'll say the devil or Satan. Now, if you wait for these kids to grow up, and when they're old enough, when they're 30, and you say, hey, who's the Lord of this world? Is it Jesus Christ or is it Satan? They're going to say Satan, because that's what they're being taught in one form or another, Satanism. I wish I had a way to pull up the content to show you in this video, and I don't. One good thing is that I did get a laptop again, another one. I haven't gotten a chance to see how well it works, but as long as I can make videos on it, then we'll be okay. But anyway, yeah, like these people are being taught that because God didn't want Eve to eat of the fruit of good and evil, or the fruit of knowledge, because of that, people were being taught that Satan is the real true God, because he wants you to know everything of this world and the next. He wants you to know all about magic and how magic can change your life for the better. Like, he has all these things that he believes will sway people from being a Christian to changing them to being a Satanist. Now, who knows what the Baphomet is? Alright, if you don't know, go look it up. The Baphomet is a male-female deity, or God, lowercase g. He has a male penis, and he's got female breasts, and he's a horned god, a goat. He's a transgender. See, everything has to be counterfeit, guys. Everything. Money, sickness, your normal thought process. Everything's going to be counterfeit. Even Monsanto has counterfeit GMOs, counterfeit seeds, seeds that were not given to us by God. They're man-made seeds, or Satan's seeds. But everything has to be a imitation of God's creation. He has to have a way to counterfeit everything that Jesus Christ did and made for us. So everything has to be like a counterfeit. So like the mark of the beast is going to be a counterfeit mark. The male-female transgender agenda is a counterfeit sexual agenda. See, being gay just wasn't good enough. Being gay wasn't gross enough or disgusting enough of a sex act, to where now he's taking not only the sexual act, but the sex organs as well. So yeah, this attack on our children is for a big reason. These kids will gladly cut off a Christian's head that doesn't take the mark of the beast simply because we don't agree with their sexual or their sexual agenda. So like, that's the thing, in my opinion. If you ask people up to 30 years old now, who's God? It's Jesus Christ. If you ask somebody younger than 30 years old, who is God? They're going to say Satan. So just think of the 5-year-olds that they're under attack right now in California. These kids that so desperately need to know about their gender, even though they have no idea what they are even talking about. But the seed is planted. The seed is planted in their head, so that later on down the road, when the time really does come, there will be no holiness. There will be nothing original. And like, this is the end, guys. I keep telling you that the end was coming. The end is here. We're living through the end. Now, are we in the last 7 years? I don't think so. Not quite yet. But like, I'm following a lot of numbers, okay? So like, they talk about the Pope saying it will be devastated, or a world will be destroyed in 12 years if we don't get this straightened out. Then there is, I don't even know. I'd have to write it down. My point is that I have been hearing numbers for the last 5 years. And a lot of these numbers add up to being about the same. And that would be like, when would the end of the world be, or when would the last 7 years start? And I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm not making a specific date and time, but I'm going to be extremely amazed if we get to see 5 more years before the last 7. So yeah, 12 years. 12 years is my timeline on the end, on when the last 7 years will happen. I don't, like I said before, I'm not relying on a rapture. I don't even believe in a rapture. I believe that we're going to see and face all of this. Are you guys ready? Are you ready to take your kids out of school and homeschool them? Are you ready to cut out all the friends out of your life that will not want you to follow a Christian life? Are you willing to walk around as an example in this life? I walk around as an example of Christ's love to the best of my ability, and I know I'm doing a really good job at it. You want to know why? The reason I know why I'm doing such a really good job at it is because my life has been crap for the last so many years. And the more I get involved with the YouTube videos and going around talking to people, the worse things get for my wife and I. Like, we struggle more. Even though we make more money, things just get harder and harder for us by the day. And like, every day I wake up, and what you would think would say take 6 months to put into power, say a law came down the road tomorrow that said that you can't go to church anymore. Well, like, say in 6 months when that law would be ready, like, they would have like a while to go to get that law enforced and in full effect. But in these end days, if you're not noticing, everything is on like fast forward. When I wake up expecting to see, like, such and such a thing happen, it's that and 10 times more. And 10 more things happen that I didn't expect or didn't think would happen for a few more years. Every time I think, oh, I still have a couple more years to accomplish this or that, like I always wanted to own my own business, and I always wanted to own a car, a specific car, you know, like a sports car, or a muscle car, or a diesel truck, you know, a lift diesel truck. So I mean, like I still have dreams that I would like to see through before the end comes, and mainly pretty much that's it. A business and a vehicle are the two major things I'd like, possession wise. Now there's other things that I would give anything for, like a relationship with my daughter, but that's neither here nor there right now. This is just about how much time we have left, and we're running out of time, guys. We're running out of time to spread the word. We're running out of time to save the children. We're running out of time for everything. So like this whole, I'll just wait till tomorrow to handle my business, my Christian business, or I'll wait till next week, till after we go to the bar, to tell that person I don't want them in my life anymore. Or I'll wait till next month, till my subscription runs out, to quit watching pornography. There is no more time. There is no more waiting. There is no more putting it off. The time is now. The time is here. So like, what are you preparing for? Are you preparing just to get through the last 7 years? Are you preparing to get through to eternity? Because that's what matters. The prepping, the getting ready for the end is just to help us get through to the end. What's important is getting ready for eternity. So yes, I want you to focus on being ready for the last 7 years, physically and mentally. But mentally and spiritually, I need you to be ready for the next life. Because when that bell rings and that reset button is hit, where you're at is what you're going to have to answer for. So like, there's one or two things in my life that I still feel maybe they shouldn't be there. One is, you know, one way that I choose to survive and make a living. So like, I have things too. I'm not perfect. I have things I need to work on. I have things that I'm worried about. I have people that I'm worried about. So I'm telling you about the things that I see and the things that I feel are important. And one of the most important things right now is praying against the transgender agenda. Like, I need you to pray against that these people will not succeed in passing their bills. Their technology will fail. They will fall ill. That Jesus will stop them by any means necessary. These are the things that you need to pray for. You know what, guys? Next video I will do a proper way to pray. But for now, watch the kids, pray for the kids, pay attention to your kids, ask questions, learn more, find out more, and pass that knowledge around for the rest of us. That's what I keep telling you guys. By singles, we aren't going to win this. But as a group, we have a better chance of getting through to the end. They're going to hunt us. They're going to know who bought prepping food. They know who made videos on YouTube. They know who talked crap on Facebook against the gay agenda. So like, they know, guys. They know, and they're coming right for us. So if you think that because you're a Christian that you're safe, you're actually in more danger than ever before. Remember that. This is all coming down to the end. Everything comes down to this last few years. Keep praying for me. I'll keep praying for you guys. Prayer is the only way to get through this. Prayer and joining together as an army. If you guys have any suggestions or requests on a video, just send them over to me and I'll do my best. Keep praying for me and I'll keep praying for you.